Hello, my name is Tom Segar, Vice President for Student Affairs. I'd like to take this time to talk to you about the Division of Student Affairs and highlight some of the great programs and support systems we have in place for our students during their time at IUP. As a general motto, we in Student Affairs believe in prioritizing people over policies, procedures, processes, and protocols. Now we know that the processes, procedures, and then the other P's, they're important, but our main focus must be on people. Above all else, and in everything we do, students must be the center of our work. If you're wondering, how can I refocus my efforts to be more student-centered? Well, I have some best practices for you to consider. The main question you should ask yourself is, what do students need to be successful? The key in answering this question is to listen to their experiences. Later on in this video, we will hear from one of our undergraduate students who will talk about her experience at IUP. As we consider what our students need, it is important that we approach our interactions with them with warmth, care, and support. This means having less transactional interactions and more transformational relationships. So for example, instead of telling a student about an event, taking the time to attend the event with the student goes a long way. At this time, I'd like to introduce our Assistant Vice President for Student Affairs, Dr. Malaika Turner, to talk in more detail about some initiatives we have in place to best support our students. Dr. Turner?
So we here in Student Affairs, we pride ourselves in providing high quality programs for our students at IUP. We really are focusing on our efforts, a variety of diversity, equity, and inclusive programming. So every week, the Center for Multicultural Student Leadership and Engagement, we love to call them MUSCLE, offers events for students from all backgrounds and all interests. So the weekly meetups, they're held in Folger Student Center, Friday nights. Students come together and we give them a chance to be together in a safe, socially distanced setting where they can hang out. They're playing games. They talk about various social issues, meeting faculty and staff who may attend. So Muscle, they do a fantastic job with this. They also host regular lunch and learn sessions that are open to the entire campus community that focus on multicultural topics from Black and Women's History Month to topics of a particular cultural and historical interest. Then we have Breaking Barriers and Building Bridges. So these are two fairly new programs that are pretty regular, becoming the norm, and they're held by Muscle to encourage community building within our student organizations at IUP. And what they do is they open up a dialogue among students from varying backgrounds. Another new thing that we're doing here at IUP in our programming is coming from athletics. They've been hosting regular speaker series on social inequities for our student athletes. Lastly, I'm excited about this. It's the GUIDE program. And our Student Support and Engagement Committee oversees this group, this new program. It's exciting, and it's there to provide support to our students. Our employees volunteer from all across the university. And what they do as guides is they provide that support and they direct our students to the many resources that we offer here at IUP to help them be successful, especially in their first year.
Thank you, Dr. Turner. As you can see, the many programs and services that Student Affairs offers to students, whether online or in person, are certainly strategic in their design. Let's hop on over to the Center for Health and Wellbeing to catch up with Sesti, the Director of Student Wellness and Engagement. Anne?
Thank you, Dr. Segar. I'm in the Center for Health and Wellbeing, and we are located in the suites on Maple East. And we are the home to the Counseling Center, the Health Service, Student Wellness and Engagement, Health Promotion, and the Haven Project. And I'm going to provide a brief update on each of our areas. You know, it's no secret that the past year has been stressful for all of us, and especially for our students who are juggling a lot. So taking care of our personal health has never been as important. Our health service have risen to the challenge by continuing to provide great care to our students through telehealth and in-person medical appointments. They're administering COVID testing and taking care of students in quarantine. Our counseling center has also pivoted to provide teletherapy to students who visit us to address things like homesickness, depression, anxiety, as well as provide advocacy services for those who are experiencing sexual trauma or violence. For those students who are experiencing increased cases of hardship, which we know has been an issue that we faced through COVID, those who might have housing insecurity, food insecurity, as well as addressing other issues, our case manager has been working diligently to connect those students to resources both on and off campus. Our Haven project works to educate students about issues of sexual violence, domestic violence, dating violence, and stalking. And this semester, the IUP Green Dot has ramped up their efforts to train the university community to step up to deter power-based personal violence. Again, we recognize our students are facing just so many additional stressors these days. And so student wellness and engagement and health and wellness promotion have been offering many educational and social opportunities to undergraduate and graduate students to help them de-stress and develop coping strategies to effectively manage all of this stress they're feeling. One of the most popular programs is with the therapy dogs. They meet every Monday night in Folger Student Center, and everybody is welcome, students and employees as well. Students and employees can also make personal appointments to meet with IUP's own therapy dog ranger. I would highly recommend it. Overall, the CHWB provides numerous trainings for students and staff in all areas of health and wellness, both in person and virtually. University members can request personalized presentations or workshops to fit their needs and schedules. If you are interested, there is a scheduling link on the CHWB website. We are also available for consultation if you ever have a concern about a student. You know, it's one thing for me to talk about our services. Instead, I'd like to introduce Mary Kate Johnston. Mary Kate is a sophomore nursing major, and she will share with you what the services of the CHWB have meant to her. Mary Kate?
Thank you, Anne. As Anne said, I'm Mary Kate. I'm a sophomore nursing major this year at IUP, and I live here in Maple East. Coming from Philadelphia, I was definitely the only person from my high school to come here. So it's definitely very nerve-wracking knowing absolutely no one at a pretty decent-sized campus. But as soon as we went out into the quad, we saw the therapy dogs, and we quickly learned that they will be here every week on campus, as well as Sarah down in her office with Ranger. They hosted a lot of events last year in which we got pup bucks, and at the end of the semester, we were able to get prizes. The biggest one was a Keurig, which we saved up on, but COVID actually brought us down last semester for spring. So yeah, I mean, therapy dogs, every week, every Monday, we go to the therapy dogs over at Folgers, and every Wednesday night, they like to have an educational night. So some nights it's about safer sex Olympics, mental health awareness. Right before finals, which are coming up, they usually host a de-stress fest right before finals, which is super nice. Even last year with COVID cutting down our semester, we would meet on Zoom weekly with the therapy dogs. We were able to introduce our dogs. We got to see Ranger every week with Sarah, as well as some of the other owners. We just got to talk about how our semester's going, how our day is going, how we're doing with online classes, which were super stressful. I've met numerous people through CHWB, and I'm applying to be a peer educator for next year to help more students on campus with their mental health, with classes, just to be there as a peer mentor and educator. We also play bingo every Friday, which is super fun. We get a lot of prizes. We usually play 10 to 12 rounds, which takes about 2 hours of my time, so my mind gets to take off of schoolwork for a little bit. We also win super great gift cards such as Starbucks, Taco Bell, Chipotle, and all those great places right near our campus. Even going through the therapy dogs, I've definitely made stronger connections, even with the owners, Sarah and I have created such a great bond, and I usually see her probably around 2 to 3 times a week, either just to catch up on her day, get prizes from trivia, or just to see Ranger, give him lots of pets and love. She's become my IUP mom, my mom away from home. And yeah, so every Thursday we do Kahoot trivia. We're hoping for more attendance. It's been a little difficult with COVID, getting the word out there. And then I'm sitting outside the health center right now. The health center is on the bottom floor of Maple East. Super convenient. I've been treated here for a lot of sicknesses last year since I couldn't go home. And it's a lot cheaper than the ER right down the street. You just have to bring your iCard in and they'll treat you. I am also a part of, as Anne said, the Safe Haven Project, which is a project where we train to kind of talk with survivors, be able to see the signs that of assault, abuse, any type of relationship problem, and we're there to stop it, to defend the survivors, to get them the resources that they need, and to bring them into a safe place. As a student here, I mean, I have anxiety and bad mental health days, but definitely going to the therapy dogs, coming down here and meeting with everyone, and just doing all the activities on campus and getting out of my dorm has been super helpful this semester, especially with COVID and living by myself this year. I definitely appreciate the program here and the clubs here and being able to get my mind off my schoolwork for a little while.
Thank you for taking the time to learn about some of the programs and services we are offering in Student Affairs. Before I go, I'd like to remind you that it's all our jobs to support our students, and their needs are continually changing. If you would like more information about the Division for Student Affairs, or would like more information on how you can best support the student experience at IUP, please feel free to contact me. And remember, you are all invited to attend our events to show your support for the IUP student experience. Thank you.